For the second time this season, it's the Colorado Springs Switchbacks taking on Orange County SC, this time from Widener Field at altitude in Colorado Springs. Tonight's matchup is brought to you by D1 Training. Alongside Chris Nurse, I'm Joe Malfa. Happy to have you with us on the Golasso Network. Quick look at the standings going into this one tonight. Orange County with a win at the 1/3 mark of the season would go into first place in the Western Conference, while the Switchbacks could do some climbing of their own, currently above that playoff line in their own right. Chris, last time these teams met just a few weeks ago, Orange County pulled it out in dramatic fashion late at home.
Yeah, and the Switchbacks have really made some strides since that last game. Obviously, it's a little difficult for these to have played so quickly, to play 2 games so early in the season. But the Colorado Switchbacks have made a little bit of a transition since the Open Cup game, where they've had a fantastic performance against Rapids. It's going to be interesting to see which one shows up, because they really didn't look like a team that should be in 8th place in that US Open Cup game.
And they also look like a very different team at home, at altitude, and that altitude makes life so difficult for the opposing teams. Going back to last September, this team has not lost at home.
Yeah, they're a strong performance. They know how to perform on their home field in front of their crowd. The altitude, of course, has an advantage, but teams do come here and get results. It's a matter of staying in the game for the first 15 minutes, frustrating the Switchbacks, and then that frustration wears away at them a little bit, and they start to open up, and chances start to be created. So it's going to be about game management.
Doesn't matter whether it's at altitude or at sea level, though. Corey Bennett has been scoring at will for the Switchbacks. He's your player to watch, brought to you by Keg One.
Yeah, he's a striker that leads from the front. He can occupy 2 centre-backs. He's tenacious, he's a goal scorer, but he also has this calmness about himself that brings a sense of composure to the team, a real leader from the front.
On the other side, we shine the light on Brandon Gainbridge, making his first start tonight for Orange County. Just joined the club last match, debuted as a sub, and came up with this assist.
Yeah, he gets the assist ahead of the guy that's going to be on the bench for him tonight. So he's going to have a big impact in this team. Obviously, the manager's put a lot of trust and faith in him to give him the nod so early in the game, but he's going to want to get off to a good start, composure, confidence, see if he can continue his streak.
It's been an interesting start to this season for Gainbridge. He signed a 25-day contract with Sacramento and now comes over to Orange County. A pair of recent champions in the USL Championship, 2021 Orange County, 2024 Colorado Springs. They lock horns tonight. It's next on Golasso Network.
Tell me, are you ready?
Sponsored by McDivitt Law Firm. When it comes to accuracy, the News 5 weather team has it.
Hey, check this out.
He's out!
Now that's accuracy.
News 5 meteorologist Alan Rose. When you want the most reliable morning forecast, his accuracy makes all the difference.
This summer, it's time for some fresh air. Brave America's highest zip line or the world's scariest sky coaster, and ride all new clear floor gondolas. At a place for families, thrills, and adventures. Make memories that last a lifetime. Come for the bridge. Stay for the adventure. At Royal Gorge Bridge and Park.
Tell me, are you ready?
The big man gets his first with Colorado Springs.
Sponsored by McDivitt Law Firm.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. Tonight's player walkout is sponsored by Children's Hospital Colorado. As the teams take the field here at Widener Field, it's the Switchbacks taking on Orange County. We'll meet the starting lineups now for both sides. Lineups brought to you by Phil Long, and we begin with the home side coached by Alan McCann.
Yeah, coming off as we spoke about, I still the game in the US Open Cup against Colorado Rapids still has me in awe of how this switchback team can play. Looking at the lineup, Hanyo, Bennett, Creek, magnificent performers in that game going toe-to-toe with an MLS team. It's going to be interesting to see if they can take that form from the US Open Cup and bring it into the league, because right now they sit in 8th, but really they look like they're a team that could go toe-to-toe with any MLS team. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can continue that rich streak of form.
On the other side, for Danny Stone, this is the group he sends out there with a chance to go top of the table this evening.
Yeah, I think, you know, there's one player that everybody got their eyes on tonight. It's going to be Gainbridge. He got the assist in the last game. He comes in with a big reputation. He's a player, Danny Stone, that says he's had his eye on chasing for a little bit of time, and he had the opportunity to get him, and he didn't look back. So it's going to be interesting to see how he slots in this team and continues to make them stronger. They're obviously in a good position now, sitting second in the Western Conference. It's going to be interesting to see if he can kick them onto a new level offensively.
Yeah, he spent the last 3 years, Brendan Gainbridge, with Charlotte FC and MLS, but mostly on loan to their MLS Next Pro side. So this was his first year to break away from that into USL Championship on a full-time basis. Sacramento Republic on a 25-day contract. They decided not to keep him after he made 3 appearances. It's Orange County who swoops in, and Danny Stone, who had his eye on him, to your point, even back when Danny Stone was the head coach of Phoenix Rising and then to Orange County. Always been looking to bring him in. Finally got his hands on him. Atahan Yaya is the referee in charge. It's Colorado Springs in the black from left to right. Orange County in the orange from right to left.
And I think we have to highlight, Joe, not all MLS Next Pros teams are created equal. However, Charlotte's Crown Legacy have been one of the better teams over the past few years. A quality display of talent, really good team. So it's great exposure that he's got. He wasn't playing in a team that was struggling. He was playing one of the top teams in Next Pro that will really do a good job of developing in talent and competing at a high level.
And away we go on a beautiful evening in Colorado Springs. It's the Switchbacks and Orange County for the second time this season, just a few weeks removed from a dramatic late victory for Orange County at home. Alongside Chris Nurse, I'm Joe Malfa. Glad to have you with us this evening on Golasso Network. It's Alex Rando once again in goal for Orange County. 9 starts this season, only 6 goals allowed. That's as much credit to the back line as it is to Alex Rando. He's been the guy who could come up with a big save when asked for Orange County. A save percentage just about 80%. That back line anchored by Tom Brewitt and Garrison Tubbs. They've been stellar so far this season. They're going to have their hands full tonight with Corey Bennett. There is Bennett nodding it along. Saddam Maserica, the rookie out of the University of Maryland. A goal and 4 assists already for Maserica.
You spoke about a little bit in the pre-game, Joe, about the altitude almost being like the 12th man for Colorado Switchbacks. Every team deals with it differently. Some try to come in and get out as quick as possible so it doesn't impact their body. Some try to come in and have a longer period of time and try to adapt to it. The main thing is they have to find a way to get a result. So it may not be the most pretty performance. It may not be their usual style of play, but they've got to find a way to come out tonight. And maybe they have to bunker down because they don't have the energy that they normally have when they're at home. They have to be a little bit more defensive-minded, knowing that they could run out of gas. It's going to be interesting to see how they approach the first 15 minutes, though, because as we spoke about, if they're able to stay in the game and keep it level without conceding, the frustration starts to build up for Colorado Switchbacks, and that's when opponents get the better of them.
Yeah, Irvine is only 56 feet above sea level. It's a few thousand feet short of where they are tonight.
And some of the things that the altitude do, you'll feel out of breath quicker. The ball moves a little bit different. There's less oxygen in the air the higher up you go. So the more time you spend there, your body actually becomes adapted to it. But during that adaptation phase, you actually feel very fatigued and tired, which is why some teams try to minimize the window that they come in for these games. So it's going to be an interesting encounter, but Switchbacks definitely have a home advantage tonight.
I can't quite say I'm nearly in the shape that any of these players are, but 2 years ago at the final, I was there working alongside Mike Watson, Devin Kerr, and the match was called from the rooftop of the press box. I'll tell you what, halfway up there, I was taking a pause on the staircase just to catch my breath and make sure I was good the rest of the way.
Yeah, there's definitely no Iron Man mentality that can get you over altitude.
There's a great crowd here tonight as well. Entrenched in this community, this club. Orange County looking for an early corner. They don't get it. It's out for a goal kick. There's your look at Gainbridge down that right flank. How quickly can he start forming those combinations with the likes of Usman Silla, Ethan Zubak? It's a team that is really deep in terms of the front 4 talent, Orange County, but it hasn't all been together all at the same time this year for Danny Stone. Injuries have played a role. Tahan Yaya thought about that one and then decides to give the free kick. Even injuries tonight having their impact on Orange County in some places in the 11. Efren Solis getting a start in the midfield. Teenager making his first start for Orange County this season. Only played 1 minute off the bench.
It's interesting because Gainbridge sits in that sweet spot, 24 years old, where you wouldn't really describe him as being young anymore, but he's also not a veteran. So he has enough experience and age and wisdom to go out there and have a big impact and take the game by the bull of the thorns of the bull of the thorns, whatever I'm trying to say. But he has enough experience where he's not considered a young player, but he's not a veteran. He's somewhere in the sweet spot of the middle where you expect big things out of him. He's not in a learning curve, but he's not going to be the man with all the knowledge and guidance at the same time. So it's going to be interesting to see how he adapts quickly into this team. Grabbing the ball by the horns.
There you go. There you go.
There we go.
You got there. And not grabbing the mountain goat by the horn. Ziggy is around here somewhere. Ziggy is somewhere. It's Star Wars night, apparently, and saw his robe on and his lightsaber. We'll get eyes on him at some point. He's always floating. Patrick Berner gets the throw back into play. Berner, a player that Alan McCann spotlighted in our conversation this week, a newcomer to the group for Colorado Springs that's sort of flown under the radar, but has been key to them and what they do, bombing up and down that right side as their right back. Here's DeRoma, another key newcomer this season. If you want a ball recovered in the midfield, odds are DeRoma's going to find a way to do so. Berner, Tejada. Back for Berner, served in. Tejada collapses to it. One of these moments, second balls, that's what Danny Stone highlighted as something that he's been proud of this season for Orange County. While they've been injured and they haven't been maybe as tactical as they want to be, they're laying the foundation of that hard, gritty work that you need for a championship caliber team. It shows up in moments like that. Tejada, shot for handball. Tejada standing right over it, does make the call.
A little bit unfortunate there. I thought Tejada got the better of Tubbs, but the ball just bounced up in his hand.
Alan McCann, in his first year as the head coach for Colorado Springs, he was hot in our conversation about getting this game. He knows that the last time these teams met, that late Tyson Espy winner for Orange County, he said that was a night that we knew we should have won, and he said, to be fair, Orange County probably knows that we should have won that game. Just the way the performances were that night. That's a brazen comment, and
I think you just missed one of the best tackles of the game. The referee was the one who dished it up. If you're wondering why Silla was just getting off the floor, maybe we'll see the replay, but he's gone running into the referee and ended up flat on his face.
Does he get a yellow card for that? Matusala. We'll see if the group tonight for the Switchbacks reflects that attitude of the head coach and getting their lick back against Orange County. Berner. Curling one in. Dangerous service. Brendan Creek was making that run out of the midfield. Tejada in the pocket. Maserica, 4 assists this season, looking for another. Awkwardly bounces through. Came off the leg of Garrison Tubbs.
Tejada just doing a really good job there, finding the little pockets in time and space. He plays it back out wide, but he really had enough time to take the ball himself there and go towards goal.
Maserica. Saddam Maserica finding a way in space. Maserica. It's never great when it goes out for a throw on what was a shot.
And he did everything so well. He was jinking players, beating them, gliding past them 1v1. He drags onto his left foot, and you're thinking perfect opportunity for him to pull the trigger here, but you can see that's not his natural foot, doesn't connect with it, completely slices it out of play for a throw-in, but everything before that was pretty good.
Tom Brewitt will shepherd it across the line.
In a generation where the game has become very much about possession and one-touch, two-touch, it's players like that that get you up off your seat, who have the ability to drive at players, take them on 1v1. Of course, he wishes he had a better strike at the end of it, but the excitement that fans love is when players get in one-on-one situations that are brave enough and willing to take people on.
This is not what Alan McCann wants to see. Isaiah Foster tried to get back to his feet and then went right back down. Foster started 5 games this season for Colorado Springs. Came over from FC Cincinnati ahead of last season. Spent most of his time with their second team, but it was a situation where it's tough to crack the lineup at that position for FC Cincinnati. A time when they were the top of the Eastern Conference in MLS. Very hard fall on this turf.
This injury stoppage is brought to you by Common Spirit Health.
This injury stoppage is brought to you by Common Spirit Health. Still struggling to put any sort of weight on that, Foster.
Some other scores from around the league tonight. Lexington, who are currently in 9th, just below Switchbacks. 3-1 up against Monterey Bay, who currently sits solidly at the bottom of the Western Conference in 12th.
There's been a coaching change as well, Monterey Bay, and heading toward 0-2 after that change. Foster's still limping around. They're looking over at the bench. He hasn't taken one clean step yet. Every step has had a limp, and now he's trying to jog it off. It doesn't look too convincing, but see if he's able to soldier on. Tonight's injury report is presented by Common Spirit Health. A couple on that list for Colorado Springs. Nothing officially reported for Orange County, but some guys nursing knocks who couldn't end up in the 11 tonight. There's Foster still doubled over. And again, you see a couple names already on that list for Colorado Springs. The last thing you want is to add another to that so early on. The body language does not look convincing right now from Foster. Starting to make the walk around the field instead of to the halfway line, and that is never what you want to see. Just bypassed midfield.
Given this stage of the season, it's maybe something you don't want to push. You know, Perez is a big player that's already missing tonight. Last thing you want to do is push it this early in the season. It ends up being worse or chronic going towards the latter stages. They see in 8th right now, Switchbacks, but they still have 2 games in hand over the teams above them. So with a couple of wins, they could easily be up into that top 4 and competing for number 1.
Right now, still playing with 10. And they will make the change. It'll be their veteran, Aiden Rocha, checking in. Substitution brought to you by Copy Office Technology Partner of the Switchbacks.
While nobody wants to see a player go off in the first 10 minutes of a game, it's not a bad option to have Aiden Rocha to come off the bench. 86 USL Championship appearances, a veteran, tons of experience, can come in and steady that defensive line. Maybe you lose a little bit offensively, but he'll give you a little bit of defensive stability.
He was a real key piece of that 2024 title run as well, with what he brought with tenacious play, whether on the back line or stepping up into the midfield. It does look like this is going to send Patrick Berner to the left side, and Rocha will come in as the right back. Berner last year with North Carolina played both sides, and internationally as well for Martinique. Experience on both the left and right sides. Rocha more so focused on that right side, be it as a right-sided defensive midfielder at times or as a right back. Amadou Ward gets it back into play. Brennan Creek took a tumble. Ethan Zuback called for the foul. They didn't like it, but there wasn't really much debate there. Still trying to get an explanation. Rocha. Maserica Heavy touch, Silla steps in, well done. Usman Silla, as he's gotten to full health now. He can take this Orange County attack to a different level. His creativity, his ability on the ball, between lines. Usman Silla, haven't called his name yet tonight. Switchbacks have been in control. Possession 70-30 right now in their favor.
Called his name when the referee took him out earlier.
Oh, I'm cute. That one's your fault.
Hey, the referee is the playmaker right now. He's making tackles, interceptions. He might be up for man of the match.
Frank DeRomo will get it started again. Came over from El Paso. 2 years prior to that, spent with Tacoma Defiance, and now last year with El Paso. Every year, crucial for whatever team he's been on, as Hanya takes a stab at it, blocked. Here's DeRoma again. Always ends up pretty much as the leader in passes, touches, ball recoveries, tackles. Does it all. Floated ahead, Bennett lurking. Creek goes over the top, and it's called for the foul, bringing down Gainbridge.
Great little pass there from Tejeda, trying to bend it towards the back post for Bennett without much backlift. Creek just a little bit overzealous there, giving a free kick away on the edge of the box, but he was another one who's a fantastic in an Open Cup game, covered every blade of grass, making defensive interceptions as well as getting himself on the score sheet.
Got his chance last summer, Brennan Creek, coming on a 25-day contract, turned into a full-time contract for the Switchbacks.
And McCann spoke about him being one of his favorite success stories. He unlocked those opportunities himself with his hard work, his work ethic, his mentality, and he kind of epitomizes the values and ethos of this group of players, their mentality, their resilience, their work rate. He definitely falls into that category.
This portion of the match is brought to you by Sunbelt, local hustle, national muscle. Mohamedou War scanning. There's the moments right there where it maybe looks like Gainbridge, new to the club, but not on the same page on that ball, but as well to keep the pressure up. It allows Orange County to stay forward here defending this throw.
Yeah, I will say, sometimes we do expect miracles straight away from players, but it takes time to build chemistry and cohesion with your teammates, to understand movements, to understand habits, to read body language, and that only comes from hours and hours of practice on the field and playing games together. So it will take a little bit of time before he gels and builds a relationship with the players around him, but he still has a significant level of individual ability when in dangerous areas, in tight spaces, he can make things happen.
Rando.
The willingness of Bennett to do that work up top, chasing the ball as a striker. You know, most strikers like to get the ball and score goals, but you see that the work ethic that Bennett is willing to put in for his team when he doesn't have possession of the ball. He chases one defender, continues his run to press the goalkeeper, presses the opposite defender. He doesn't give the centre-backs a moment to just relax and put their foot on the ball and think they can just take their time. He's going to put them under pressure the whole game.
He's got the 6 goals tied for the lead in USL Championship right now. He also has a couple more that he scored in Open Cup. And he did so against their MLS competition in Sporting Kansas City and the Colorado Rapids.
And it's hard to have that energy to press without the ball and then still have the energy to be effective when you do get back the ball. There's many strikers that would like to be able to have the capacity to press in that way, but they don't necessarily able to do it in the same intensity that Bennett has.
Scored in 3 straight games in which he started in USL Championship play. Last game against San Antonio did not find the score sheet, but came in off the bench in that one.
I think it's one of those things with match accumulation, which as I say, all top teams have to be prepared to deal with it. If you're a top team, you know you're going to play more games than your opponents because you're going to go deep cup runs, you're going to be in playoffs, you're going to be in a number of competitions, hopefully going towards the knockout stages. So you know that you're going to have a little bit extra games, and your top performers are going to have a little bit more load on their body, and they're going to need a little bit more extra rest at times in the season.
Anya through, burner in front, there was Bennett.
It's a great ball across the face of goal there from Hanya. Maybe just came a little bit too quick. and he wasn't ready for it. It's Burner that plays it across, zips across the surface. Bennett was inches away, but I would say on this occasion that ball might have been just a little bit too good.
Patrick Burner, now 30 years of age. Last year was his first year in the United States after spending all of his career in France previously. 77 games in Ligue 1 and 63 games in the second division. 18 caps now for Martinique. Starter for them in World Cup qualifying in the Gold Cup. Dogman brings it down. A throw for Orange County.
I think what Burner does really well is he picks his moments to join the attack well. There's some fullbacks that go every time, and because they go every time, they leave their defensive spaces vulnerable. But he's often where he needs to be defensively, but he picks the right moments to join the attack without leaving his position vulnerable.
That was a topic of conversation, though, from Alan McCann. There have been moments, though, this season, not Burner in particular, but as a team, where they've missed their defensive assignments, and it's led to conceding far too many goals for their liking to this juncture.
Yeah, if you look at the goals for and goals against for Colorado Switchbacks so far this season, they've scored 15 but conceded 13. They've actually scored significantly more than Orange County. Orange County have scored just 9, conceded 6. So from a goal scoring standpoint, offensive standpoint, Colorado are a little bit more efficient in front of goal. However, they need to tie up significantly defensively because their goal differential right now is 2. Not that Orange County's is much better. Orange County's is just 3. But they've managed to turn more of those goals into wins by small margins.
Yeah, there's still some truth to what the old adage was under Brendan Burke during his time with the club, going back to 21 and 22. Hold that for a moment. Good step in the midfield by Kelly. Lays it through. Flag stays down. Put it in front. Zubak was there. Brendan Burke back then was quoted as saying, you know, if we're going to give up 3, we're going to score 4 for the Switchbacks, and that still exists. But yeah, this is one of those cases where they almost gave it up.
And of course, McCann was an assistant here for a long time, so he knows the identity, the organization, the ethos, what the organization believes in. And of course, every coach has their own philosophy and their own style of play. Some coaches will tell you flat out that the game is about entertainment and they want to be able to entertain the fans of a fluid attacking football, and other coaches will tell you straight up about getting results, points and wins. You can play attacking football. If you don't get points and wins, I don't think you stay in the job for too long. So there has to be a balance of attacking, attractive football, but of course the wins and results is the result that governs everything.
We'll get through to Mohamedou War. Flag stayed down. He was onside. The other 2 players weren't. War cuts it back. Hagar on the turn. Hagar through. Hagar scores! Chris Hagar with the brilliant moment puts Orange County on top.
So much happened in this play. It's hard to know where to start. First, it looked like 2 poorly timed runs from Orange County where they were offside, and it turned into be a great ball out wide. Hagar's 3 versus 1 when he gets this. Some great footwork. Just unleashes a rifle into the top corner past Herrera. Doesn't give him any chance. It's great individual ability from Herrera, but there's a couple things in the build-up here that definitely need to be addressed. Sleeping defenders allowed the ball to get through in the first place, but what a finish from Hagar.
It's his first of the season. Had 3 last year, knows exactly where the camera is, and he celebrates it with Brendan Gainbridge. We touched on earlier, Brendan Gainbridge coming from that Charlotte organization. Teammates there with Chris Hagar. So while Gainbridge is new to Orange County, there's at least one familiar face he has in the attack, and they get together on a celebration here 23 minutes in.
When the ball's played through initially, there's 2 Orange County players that look like they're offside, and they intentionally leave the ball. And because of that, nobody tracks the wide player making the run from deep in behind. He cuts it back into their box, and then from then on, it's all Hagar's individual ability, some fantastic footwork, and then unleashes a left foot rifle into the top corner, giving Herrera no chance and getting the go-ahead goal. We spoke about could they keep the game tight for the opening 15 minutes. They've done that, and they've managed to get the go-ahead goal.
Here's that look. The players leaving it, to your point. Poorly timed runs, offside. It was Hagar and Gainbridge both. Let it out to War, and then they go from there.
And there's just that hesitation when the ball's played in behind. They don't drop collectively as a team, and I would say there's some poor defending there from Deroma. He doesn't get tight, he struggles to turn, and then it just gives Hega enough space and time to unleash his shot with accuracy and power. Great finish. Now it becomes all about match management. Orange County, now having the lead, can afford to slow down the tempo of playing and save their legs for the latter stages of the game, because I'll tell you one thing about Colorado Switchbacks. They always find an extra lung in the last 30 minutes of games. They get stronger when other teams get tired in the last third of the game. So this is where Orange County have to be smart and make sure they conserve their energy. Of course, the players coming in on the bench are going to have a big impact on that. There's still a very long time left to play. But now they're in control of the game. If they can keep possession of the ball, they'll dictate the tempo and the flow.
Turn on the CBS Sports Network May 16th for round 2 Prince Tires USL Cup Group 6 matchup. Richmond Kickers host Charleston Battery at 6 p.m. Eastern. That's Saturday, May 16th. Catch all the action on CBS Sports Network.
Tubbs just a little bit frustrated there with the referee's decision.
Injury stoppage brought to you by Common Spirit Health. It'll be a free kick for Colorado Springs. Bennett being tended to. Remember, Colorado Springs have already had to make one change due to an injury. Isaiah Foster coming off and Aiden Rocha coming in. Free kick scoring opportunity brought to you by Underline, delivering gigabit fiber internet. Underline.com/COS. Blade up nose for Corey Bennett is the issue right now. Will it be Deroma or Creek to serve it? Creek bending it back. Rando seemed a bit timid coming off his line there, waiting and just has to punch it out in the end for a corner kick. It's the first corner of the night for Colorado Springs. Corner brought to you by Pepsi. That's what I like.
And you know, one of the question marks we had at the beginning of the game, because could they maintain that level of performance that they showed against Rapids in the Open Cup? And I would say so far, opening 25 minutes, no. You could have had that. You're the home team. You have the home advantage. You have the altitude advantage. You had the opportunity to have the dominance in possession, into great goal scoring opportunities, and play with a higher energy and tempo. And they've not really come out the blocks fast in these opening 25 minutes.
Here's Creek though from the corner, and across frame. It's Tejada through. Was he intending to go for a goal, or was he hoping for somebody at the back post? It split the difference either way.
Ball whip to the back post here. Bennett finds Tejada all alone at the top of the 6-yard box. Maybe just needs to guide this on frame. No one there to tap it in. But you may ask, why do I say that they haven't started off the game coming out the blocks quickly? So far at home, 27 minutes into the game, Colorado Switchbacks are yet to register a shot on target. That doesn't display a team that's coming out with dominance and looking to dominate the attack. Final third entries, yes, they've had a significant more number of final third entries, 21 entries in comparison to Orange County's 8. And yes, they've controlled the possession, 60% in comparison to Orange County, who have just 40%. But all of that doesn't equate to anything if you don't get shots on target. They have to convert the possession and the entries into the final third into goal scoring opportunities.
It's really the opposite of when these teams met a few weeks back. Like we talked about, Alan McCann was adamant that was a night where Colorado Springs should have won, deserved to win. He said anybody who watched it could have probably drawn that conclusion as well. This was different. Orange County is up and they deserve to be up. They've had their chance and taken it. And they've held strong and not allowed anything defensively. It's been their strong suit this season. 5 clean sheets in front of Alex Rando. Mahoney gives it away.
And that's some of the frustration that we spoke about that accumulates when you're at home in front of your home fans and you're expected to be dominant. The pressure kind of builds up on you internally to perform, and you start to make mistakes and poor decisions, and players will start to bicker each other a little bit. And this is where Orange County can kind of use some of those frustrations to their advantage.
They have frustrated teams this year, Orange County. The way they're able to play defensively and how quick they get out the other way. Quality individually of the likes of Silla, Hagar, and so on. Here's Maserica. A little bit of his own individual quality. Saddam Maserica.
Good defending there, because seeing his first shot when he cut in on his left foot, you know that it's not his most favoured foot. It's not his most dangerous foot. You see, if you're patient, you don't dive in, you know the next one's going to be a pass sideways. So good defending there from Orange County.
Yosuke Hanya wins another corner. It's a Pepsi corner kick. Pepsi, that's what I like.
You can also almost predict when Masareka cuts in there on his left foot, he's always going to be looking for the pass, unless he has a really good opportunity, has time and space to get the shot with his left.
Creek from the corner, back post. Mahoney is so dangerous on these set pieces. He's the one who redirected it for Rocha. Sunbelt Rentals, local hustle, national muscle. Tejada. Maserica. Tight quarters there, and another careless giveaway from the Switchbacks. Tejada has been the go-to guy in big moments since he's been with the club. Has 15 goals for the Switchbacks. 10 of the 15 have been game winners.
As we spoke about, for Orange County, the main goal here is, can you come away from home into difficult territory and into a really hard place to pick up points and walk away with 1 point? You could almost feel like that's a win when you come here. If you walk away with 3, you've done exceptionally well. It may not be the most aesthetically pleasing, it may not be the most fluid game, but it's about being resilient and grinding out the performance to get a result.
Remember, it's back to last September, the last time the Switchbacks lost here on their home turf, September 27th of 2025. Creek, DeRoma back again. Pocket for Brendan Creek. Waited way too long.
Yeah, with so much time left to play in the game, and the character and resilience of the Switchbacks team, it's really a group that you have to be careful. You could be 1-0 up and end up losing the game 3-1 if you really take your foot off the pedal and don't stay switched on. So despite having the lead right now for Orange County, they cannot take it for granted at all with so much time left to play in the game.
Burner looking for Bennett, perfectly weighted ball, bouncing around, Tejada comes through. No call from the referee, players were looking around. How about that ball from Burner? Bennett.
And Bennett did it there ever so well here. He just sees the flow of the ball, kind of uses his body to let it go across him so he could finish, but great recovering defender in there from Tubbs, I think it is. He's able to make the interception.
It's twice now that Patrick Burner has put Corey Bennett in a dangerous position, but couldn't officially connect either time. Matusala. Here's Bennett scrambling back into goal. Was Alex Rando.
Tubbs giving Bennett a second bite of the apple there. The first pass from Burner, I think, was overplayed. Tubbs actually headed it straight down to Bennett's feet, allowing him to get the shot off, but some significant distance away from goal. You almost wonder if Masareka and Hanya switch flanks at some point, providing Masareka the opportunity to drive in and cut in on his right foot. As you can see, when he gets it, he likes to cut inside. Unfortunately, he's cutting in onto his weaker foot. He's not going on the outside and delivering crosses with his right foot. So you wonder at which point they decide to switch rings and allow him to do what he seems to be most comfortable doing naturally.
Yellow card sponsored by Diversis Health, mental health and well-being for all. Remember to take a moment to breathe. And it's a yellow in the moment against Efren Solis, the teenager making his first start in regular season play.
And he just turns there and glides past him. He dives in and gets beat, and he just grabs Hanya's jersey by the shoulder and pulls him. Well, they're the worst type of fouls. Shirt pulling and that type of fouls, like, they're the most frustrating ones. You can stomach a poorly timed tackle when somebody comes in a little bit later up. You generally got beaten and your response is to tug a shirt is really frustrating.
Good defending there, though, from Mohamedou War, cutting off Yosuke Hanya. Dangerous player, Hanya, a goal and 2 assists this season. Signed full-time back in December after the last 2 years coming on loan from Colorado Rapids. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2TN, the nation's leading Spanish-language sports network. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings.
Wasn't the best header. Just to put a little context, if Orange County were to sustain this result tonight, it would put them top of the Western Conference, 2 points ahead of San Antonio. Of course, every team below would have at least 1 game in hand of Orange County, but they would be sitting pretty at the top of the table if this result were to hold.
We chatted with Danny Stone about that today. If we would have told you before the season started, we asked him, with the schedule you've had and some of the road games and some of the injuries, that you'd be sitting in first place at the 3rd of the season mark. Would you have taken it? And immediately, yes, was the answer. He did say, you know, let's talk again 10 games from now, because they do have a long stretch of road games coming up, a difficult stretch of the schedule coming up. He said if we could sustain it 10 more games, we could talk and be a bit happier, but yes, you'd take it given the circumstances and the adversity to this point to end your first third of the season in first place.
Yeah, and the good thing is when players start to see themselves in those positions, they start to believe in their capabilities as individuals and as a collective group a little bit more. It's one thing saying you're a good team, but when you're actually looking at the standings and you see yourself at the top above everybody, it instills a lot more self-belief in your group, in your players, in your organization. So that kind of energy transcends and kicks on as the season progresses. And even when they go through tough times, they're going to be able to revisit that moment or that time when they were top of the league and fall back into their feelings and memories. So it really helps to galvanize the group over the course of the season when they're able to accomplish those small wins.
Here's Bennett. Taken away by Mohamedou War. He's a converted player to right back. He's a winger by trade. A player who wasn't playing anywhere before last season and made it through an open tryout for Orange County. And they've asked a lot of him. And now 1v1 defending against the league's leading scorer. That's probably not the matchup that Danny Stone and the Orange County staff would hope to see at any point. But he holds strong and proves his worth.
Similar to the story of Creek, you know, coming in and proving themselves. And sometimes that journey and that humility just allows players to grow more, because they come in with that, it's kind of an intangible trait of being coachable, being able to learn and develop and grow, and you can see that from both of these players. Their ability to go in the team and work. War's obviously coming up against one of the most potent strikers in the league right now and do a fantastic job of timing his tackles and interceptions in a position, as you just mentioned, that is not necessarily his primary position. What a ball in behind also.
Gainbridge checked the flag and stayed down. Good step from Burner. Well scouted. You saw last week, we showed it to you top of the broadcast, the assist from Gainbridge cutting in on that left foot. As soon as he tried to make that move, Burner had the foot in, won the ball.
Yeah, he just slowed down a little bit too much there. He's in space and you just wanted him to short touch his pick up speed and try to beat him. He just slowed down and relaxed a little bit too much, and Burner was able to get back and get the better of him.
Gainbridge. Dogman back for Rando. Back into a corner here. Pressure coming from the switchbacks. Can they win it? Hagar dropping in very deep. Rocha still clean for now, but bailed out by the foul call.
Did well to win the free kick there, Hagar. It looked like Orange County were becoming guilty of overplaying a little bit there and playing themselves into trouble, but Hagar did ever so well to use his body to protect the ball under pressure from Rocha and win a free kick for his team. Yeah, now looks like they'll go longer to relieve some of that pressure, but maybe that's what they should have done earlier when the ball was in play and started trying to force some of those shorter passes and put themselves into dangerous situations.
Maserica, they've swapped the wingers now. Maserica went left, Hanya came right. Here's Maserica against War. You know, it's a telltale sign. If a player falls on the ball and grabs it, it almost forces the referee. I don't know about that one. As soon as Maserica grabbed the ball, though, Tahanyaya made the call and showed Muhammadu War a yellow. That's why he's in disbelief.
Yeah, and I thought this was actually good defending from War. He matches him for speed. It'd be interesting to see where the foul actually is here, but there's a little tug of the jersey, but it's nothing vicious, it's nothing malicious, it's nothing that warrants a yellow card in that situation. It's just two players competing well.
But a yellow card it is, brought to you by Diversis Health, mental health and well-being for all. Remember to take a moment to breathe.
Now that does put War in a delicate situation, because now when Maserica picks up that ball and starts driving, he can't afford to time a tackle poorly, or he's going to get his second yellow of the night. So for the switchbacks now, you'd be looking to go down War's side every time, putting him under pressure, trying to force him to make that mistimed tackle, or he's going to allow you to go past him.
Free kick scoring opportunity brought to you by Underline, delivering gigabit fiber internet. Underline.com/COS.
Referee seeing a little bit of pushing in the box, telling them to keep their hands to themselves. Tubbs and Bennett, I believe.
Mahoney, right side of your screen, wearing the number 5. He's oftentimes the target. Doesn't make it through to him, though. More service from Creek.
Dangerous here from Orange County. 5 minutes to go to halftime. You stay this organized, disciplined part of the bus, and
that's War, who just picked up that yellow on that last challenge.
Again, and you might even argue that this one is more of a yellow card than the first one, because he does go over the top of Creek here. He really has to be careful, both in his interactions with the referee and his timing of tackles for the remainder of the game. I think he's got one more before the referee says enough, enough. I think this is his final warning that he's getting right now. It'd be interesting to see if he comes out for the second half. It's always tough, these ones, because Creek doesn't essentially jump for the ball, and War is jumping for the ball, so obviously the one who doesn't jump is going to come out worse out of the two.
Grayson Duty available in that position if need be, if Danny Stone doesn't want to take the chances at the yellow card. The yellow card +1, I should say now. You've got your yellow, you've got your final warning in that moment.
Yeah, I think War is definitely walking a tightrope here. Danny Stone's definitely going to have to contemplate whether he leaves him on there for the beginning of the second half.
Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest product specials and more. Select, the player's choice.
Possession, Colorado Switchbacks 62%, Orange County 37%. Still, we're approaching half-time now. Colorado Switchbacks have yet to register a shot on target. Maybe statistically you'd look and say, okay, we're dominating the ball, we've had 6 shots, none on target. I'm not sure any manager's ever content or happy when they come in at half-time and the opponent's goalkeeper hasn't had a save to make. The name of the game is scoring goals. If you want attractive, fluid soccer that everybody enjoys, you've got to be creating goal scoring opportunities and testing the goalkeeper and forcing the goalkeeper to make saves. For the first half that it's been, I think maybe they go in the second half demanding more. I think it is a must that they demand more. They've got to test the goalkeeper, whether that's shots from distance, whether that's getting into the box and cutbacks. I think they've got to find ways to really put Rando under pressure, because that might be the first time I've said his name or mentioned his name so far in this first half.
Really only mentioned it when he's been possessing out of the back for the most part. Dogman.
It does feel that Bennett is a little bit isolated up there on his own in possession.
Final minute of this first half before stoppage time.
Bennett's a little isolated. Tejada and Deroma Creek doing a good job in the middle, but Deroma's coming very deep, sometimes pick up the ball. Creek's a little bit deeper. Maybe Tejada needs to play a little bit closer to Bennett to give him a little bit more support, so there's almost two of them playing a little closer up top, because when those balls are played in behind, it is almost like Bennett's on an island on his own. It's very difficult for him to make things happen alone.
Kelly. Run for Tubbs. He's eyeing up a ball back for Rando. Tejada was pressuring and he cut it off. Well done by Tubbs. Turning underneath and feeding it through. Top-class center back he is and has shown to be in this league.
You do love that energy from Tejada. The ball doesn't come, but he's already off his bike, anticipating that ball's going to get played to the goalkeeper and looking to intercept.
Into stoppage time now, brought to you by TikTok Shop. 4 minutes tacked on. Tejada was looking over the wrong shoulder. It's another moment like that where they're just not in sync, and in the final third, Colorado Springs.
Methuselah just trying to feed Tejada in behind there. The energy in the run was good from Tejada. He's trying to break the last line, but no eye connection between Methuselah and Tejada on that final pass. Ended up being a needless giveaway.
Tejada.
Doing a good job again of coming into those pockets, receiving on a half turn and being able to play forward.
Maserica. Zubak sending Silla. Patience from Usman Silla.
Again, a really bad giveaway, a phase in the game where Orange County need to be responsible in possession of the ball. 3 minutes to go to half time. If they can get to half time 1-0 in the lead, they're in a fantastic position. But they can't afford to give away possession so cheaply in the dying stages of the first half.
Burner. It's been the brightest spot of this first half, Patrick Burner for Colorado Springs. And that's with a position change in this first half. Started as the right back, went over to left back because of the injury to Isaiah Foster, who was replaced by Aiden Rocha. Yosuke Hanya.
You have to give Orange County credit for their defensive discipline. You can see that 2 backs of 4 almost, making it really difficult for the spaces for Colorado Switchbacks to play in between, and that's part of the reason why Switchbacks haven't been able to register a shot on target so far in this first half, is because of how well you can see Orange County defending and making those spaces really compact and tight and getting to a low block, and frustrating the Switchbacks. So you have to give Orange County credit. While they've not dominated the possession, they've been smart in their approach. They've got one opportunity, they've been clinical, they've taken it, and then defensively, 11 players behind the ball, just trying to make things as hard as possible and difficult to break down and beat.
So one last chance for Orange County in this half. No. Too long for Gainbridge.
Do you want the exciting expected goal statistics?
Hit me with it.
Orange County 0.13. Colorado Switchbacks 0.57.
It's efficient from Orange County. One shot on target, one goal. Here's Bennett though in behind. Corey Bennett cutting back, taken down, penalty! Brewitt brought the arms up into the chest of Bennett, and everything we've talked about for 45 minutes maybe changes now. Switchbacks a chance to level it going into the dressing room.
I'm gonna wait for the replay to pass judgment, but this looked like something out of WWE. You're just waiting for the Undertaker's theme music to come on. He's done well here. Bennett turns. It's 2 versus 1. You don't need to grab him and pull him down by the throat. And it's fairly visible because the arm is out, way out of position, way out of natural position. If he's going to have his arm out, it needs to be somewhere around the midriff where it's not so dangerous or not so clear to the referee's eye. It's around his shoulders, around his neck. I'm not sure whatever result you expect in that situation, but a really silly foul with seconds left to go to halftime. You're expecting your captain to be a little bit smarter in that situation. Keep your hands down, keep your hands to yourself and see the game out to halftime.
Saddam Maserica is holding it now. He was just a decoy. He'll hand it off to Corey Bennett, who came in the night, tied atop USL Championship with 6 goals. He has scored in his last 3 starts in a row. 2 against New Mexico, 1 against Lexington, 2 against Monterey Bay. Nothing last game coming in off the bench late against San Antonio.
Keeper's right.
That's what the gentleman behind the goal with the lightsaber is pointing to on Star Wars night here. He's pointing to the keeper's right. Tahanyaya making sure everybody's out of the box. This will no doubt be the last kick of the ball here in half number 1. Corey Bennett against Alex Rando. Bennett scores, and it's 7 on the season.
And again, Bennett exudes that confidence, that calmness, and that composure. He knows this is a big moment for his team, and he needs to come up big to equalize right before halftime. He's created this himself, you could say. He's got a little hand there from Brewitt on the way to create it, but the calmness and composure in the penalty taking. He doesn't rush it at all. Sometimes when the referee blows the whistle, players go straight away. He has an extra few seconds to himself. He knows where he's going to go. Clean connection on the ball, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. A big moment that gets his team back into this game. Tied 1-1 going into halftime.
Everything you've talked about, Chris, as far as things that had to be better for Colorado Springs. It's easier to have those conversations at halftime when you're not facing a deficit, when you're level, and you're just back to square one with 45 minutes to go.
That will completely change the energy in the conversation at halftime. If they'd have gone in 1-0 down, they would have gone in frustrated. They would have gone in heated. There would have been verbal exchanges. Now they've found a way, doesn't matter how, they found a way to tie the game going into halftime. They know the ball is very much back in their control now. The game is very much in their control in how they come out in the second half.
That goal was presented by Gold Hill, and there is the whistle to end half number 1. So it's the third half played between these teams this season. Orange County a few weeks ago, remember, won it 1-0 at home. Now these two teams go into the break at 1-1, and the conversation still ongoing here. Bennett drew that penalty, remember, with Brewitt there. Brewitt felt he went down easy. Oh, this is going to be fun to watch in half number 2. They're going to be going at it the whole rest of the night.
Yeah, but the thing is, Brewitt is the captain. He's got to take accountability. He's got to take accountability for his actions. Your arm is up way too high. There's no reason for your arm to be up that high. If you're changing direction, whatever you're doing, there's no reason for your arm to be up by Bennett's neck and shoulders. He's turned you, he's slowed down. You need to turn and change direction. Your arm's up, you pull him down, you're giving away a PK. Go inside and re-galvanize your group. Going to the referee and going to Bennett at halftime isn't going to help your team. So if you're the coach, you're going to grab your skipper by the neck and you're going to tell him to get himself straight and get his team straight. And don't waste energy with the opponents and the referees going in at halftime.
The sarcastic double thumbs up from Bennett. And while he was backpedaling away, Brewitt still nodding and jawing at him. We are just setting the stage for what could be an intense second half. It's 1-1 between Colorado Springs and Orange County, brought to you by D1 Training.
Tell me, are you ready?
Sponsored by McDivitt Law Firm. When it comes to accuracy, the News 5 weather team has it.
Hey, watch this.
He's out!
Now that's accuracy.
News 5 meteorologist Alex O'Brien. When you want the most reliable forecasts, her accuracy makes all the difference.
This summer, it's time for some fresh air. Brave America's highest zip line or the world's scariest sky coaster. And ride all new clear floor gondolas. At a place for families, thrills, and adventures. Make memories that last a lifetime. Come for the bridge. Stay for the adventure. At Royal Gorge Bridge and Park.
At KOAA News 5, the stories of our neighbors create connections, and those connections build our community. Around here, imaginations soar. Moments are captured. Strangers connect. Problems are solved. Lives are changed. Your voice is heard. Because together, we tell the story of us.
Halftime score brought to you by D1 Training. It's 1-1 between Colorado Springs and Orange County, with the Switchbacks tying it late in first half stoppage time on the Corey Bennett penalty, his 7th goal of the season, leading the league. And we take a look at tonight's honorary healthcare professional. It's Carter Burkle. Thank you, Carter, for all you've done to help our community. Now, the Experiences video docuseries that shows the history, passion, and community of USL clubs and their supporter groups. The group tonight here in Colorado Springs has been rowdy. Well, the latest episode showcases League One newcomer Athletic Club Boise and their supporter group, the River Guard. It's available on youtube.com/USL tomorrow, May 9th.
I think Idahoans have been clamoring for something that is theirs.
I feel a big sense of responsibility to do this right. You only get one first season.
For me, without soccer, it's like there's no air. Having it here, I feel like I can breathe again. Boise's never had anything like this.
With the field for World Cup 2026 now set, the USL can enjoy its place in the countdown to history. Never before has an active USL player taken part in a World Cup, until now. For the past 2.5 years, more than 30 players from USL Championship and League One battled through World Cup qualifying. This summer, 6 of them have a chance to hit the field for their respective country. Miami FC teammates group at the World Cup with matches against Brazil, Morocco, and Scotland. But while World Cup qualifying owned the spotlight in late March, several USL players took part on U.S. youth national teams, also on the world stage. Colton Swan of Charleston Battery scored a goal for the U.S. under-20 team against Argentina in Argentina. Orange County SC's Tyson Espy played for the under-17 team in Paraguay. And the U.S. under-18 team played in Portugal, featuring Ramiz Hamuda from Birmingham Legion, Brandon Days of Louisville City, and Jameer Johnson from Orange County SC.
Take a load off it. Take a load for free.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This spring, stay 3 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This spring, stay 3 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card.
This summer, it's time for some fresh air. Brave America's highest zip line or the world's scariest sky coaster. And ride all new clear floor gondolas. At a place for families, thrills, and adventures. Make memories that last a lifetime. Come for the bridge. Stay for the adventure. At Royal Gorge Bridge and Park.
It is halftime in the USL Championship. We hope you're enjoying your match so far. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with a look at some of the headlines from the championship. Last week we learned a lesson. Never leave a match early if the outcome is in doubt. 3 matches were decided in added time, beginning with Colorado Springs, grabbing a 3-3 draw with San Antonio in the 100th minute. Peter Wilson headed home the game-tying goal for Oakland Roots in a 2-2 draw with Loudoun United. And Michel Benitez cleaned up a saved penalty kick in added time to lead Sacramento Republic to a 3-2 win over Orange County. Louisville City's run to the round of 16 in the U.S. Open Cup earned the club $50,000 in prize money for being the furthest advancing team from the USL Championship. Lou City won a regulation wins tiebreaker with Colorado Springs to get the prize. It's still early in the season, but a trend that's helping the top clubs winning at home. Entering Week 10, 7 clubs above the playoff line in their respective conferences are unbeaten at home, so far led by San Antonio in the West, Tampa Bay in the East. Upcoming national broadcasts, AC Boise and FC Naples next Wednesday in League One. Then it's Richmond Kickers and Charleston Battery in the USL Cup. Rhode Island hosts Brooklyn. All 3 matches are on the CBS Sports Network. Now the second half is getting closer. Let's get you back out to your match.
Busy weekend here in the USL Championship. Take a look at tomorrow's schedule. The one that I think has a lot of people's attention, Chris, also on Golazo Network, is the Super Cup, effectively. It's the reigning champions, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, against the reigning Shield winners in Louisville City.
Yeah, it's an exciting matchup. We were wondering what this season was going to look like for Louisville City post Danny Cruz, and they've continued to be spectacular. They've continued to go from strength to strength and continue to get results. Of course, Pittsburgh, always a very strong competitor. It's a great matchup so early in the season.
And then out west tomorrow night, you've got the big one. I think Oakland and El Paso is what people have circled. That one on ESPN+. Oakland and El Paso both in there in the mix at the top of the table right now. All pretty much of the top 4 teams in the West had a chance mathematically to end the weekend in first place, including those 2 teams.
Yeah, and for me, Tampa Bay Rowdies, Rhode Island is a big one too. Tampa Bay Rowdies find themselves top of the Eastern Conference, a place where we've been so accustomed to see them competing for so many years. The past couple of years, they fell off, but it seems like they may be finding their way back to being a team that competes for #1 so far this season. They're off to a great start. It's going to be interesting to see if they can continue that.
Well, everybody in the West could be looking up at Orange County if they're able to take away 3 points from this one on the road tonight against the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, but it's the home side who tied it late in that first half and had the momentum going into half number 2, which is coming up after this.
Tell me, are you ready?
Sponsored by McDivitt Law Firm. When it comes to accuracy, the News 5 weather team has it.
Hey, check this out.
He's out!
Now that's accuracy.
News 5 meteorologist Alan Rose. When you want the most reliable morning forecast, his accuracy makes all the difference.
This summer, it's time for some fresh air. Brave America's highest zip line or the world's scariest sky coaster. And ride all new clear floor gondolas. At a place for families, thrills, and adventures. Make memories that last a lifetime. Come for the bridge. Stay for the adventure. At Royal Gorge Bridge and Park.
When it comes to accuracy, the News 5 weather team has it.
Hey, watch this.
He's out!
Now that's accuracy.
News 5 meteorologist Alex O'Brien. When you want the most reliable forecasts, her accuracy makes all the difference.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. D1 training halftime score is 1-1 between the Switchbacks and Orange County. Nice peak in the distance here at altitude. This one has had the temperature turned up as we take a look back at highlights in half number 1. Tempers flared late in this first half, going to the locker rooms between Brewitt and Bennett. It was the goal early, though, for Orange County that had them on top.
Yeah, one disappointing moment defensively and some fantastic footwork from Heggett here puts Orange County into the lead. Great ball into the box. Brilliant from Heggett here. Composure, creates a little bit of space for himself and buries into the top corner. Passer area with his left foot. Fantastic first goal for Orange County.
That was the only shot they took in that first half. They didn't really have much going on in the attack. And then late on, Switchbacks found their leveler.
Yeah, a little bit of WWE here. Choke slam, down he goes. The referee makes no hesitation, points to the spot. Your arm can't be that high when you're defending in the box. It doesn't help you change direction. It's not good. Gave away a PK in moments, dying stages before half-time. And Bennett, cool, calm, composed, buries it low and hard to the keeper's right. Equalizing goal. Colorado Springs will go in half-time relieved.
That's their 7th goal of the season for Bennett. He is now alone atop the Golden Boot race after coming into the night tied with a few others. The Switchbacks right to left in the black, Orange County left to right in the orange. And away we go in half number 2. Happy to have you with us on the Golazo Network alongside Chris Nurse. I'm Joe Malfa. And right away, Corey Bennett going after Garrison Tubbs. And it's Brewitt and Bennett talking again as they were going into halftime.
No love lost in the opening exchanges of this first half. Both teams setting their intent early on.
Here's where it goes down, just barreling through.
I mean, Tubbs goes in Bennett's way only to obstruct him from going to close down the goalkeeper. So I think there's an argument in both cases here. Yes, he's going to chase down the ball. He's not actually running towards somebody, and Tubbs intentionally stands in his way to prevent him from going to the goalkeeper. Well, evidently, if you do that, you're going to get hit. Normally, you try to get out of the way. If you're going to block him, you have to take the contact.
We have not seen the last of Bennett, Tubbs, and Brewitt going at it tonight. This is going to be something that festers the whole rest of the way.
We wondered if Wall was going to start the second half, given the conversations that the referee had with him, and sitting on a yellow card, coming up against wingers like Hanya and Masareka, who like to dribble at you. They're going to force you to commit fouls and give away free kicks. It seems like we actually did see that change with Wall coming out. It looks like Duty's filling in at the right back position at the start of the second half now.
Grayson Duty came on for Mohamedou War, and Yaniv Bazzini came on for Ethan Zubak. 2 changes for Orange County, and a free kick coming in a terrific spot for Colorado Springs, and a yellow coming for Stephen Kelly, with more after the play as well.
Very feisty start to this second half for both teams. A little bit of finger wagging, some players getting head to head. Definitely a few late time tackles. A little bit of ball, a lot of man.
It's a yellow card brought to you by Diversis Health. So health and well-being for all. Remember to take a moment to breathe.
I think that's a free kick. Kelly has to be content. You know, you don't want to lose your competitive edge and now just start shadowing players when it comes to defending. You've still got going. You've got to put your foot in. There's going to be times when the referee does give you a yellow card. The rules of the game have changed a little bit, but we don't want to lose that competitive edge that players have and the natural competitive nature of the game.
Opportunity on this free kick. Brought to you by Underline, delivering gigabit fiber internet. Underline.com/COS. Redden Creek stands over it. Will he test Alex Rando? Will it be DeRoma, or is this a service? Creek spraying it toward Mahoney. It's wasteful from Colorado Springs.
Both coaches, I envision, were getting their team rallied up in that locker room at halftime, because they both come out very much guns blazing at the beginning of their second half.
It's a good time to remind you maybe of all the yellow cards out there, just in case they add up. It's Efren Solis and Stephen Kelly on the Orange County side. And that, for now, is it. I would be shocked if that is it come the end of the night. Bazzini sending it ahead, looking for Usman Silla. Burner stays on this left side after Aiden Roach is subbed on for the injured Isaiah Foster in that first half. So 4 subs still remaining for Colorado Springs, 3 subs remaining for Orange County after the 2 they made at halftime. Hanya cutting in, getting past Ryan Dogman, back outside. Still Yosuke Hanya blocked by Dogman. Good recovery.
He thought Hanya may have continued on his left foot there, given he was heading towards the central area. He got a good shot on goal, but cuts back onto his right, and it ends up being good 1v1 defending, stopping the ability to get the ball into the danger area.
DeRoma. Creek. Burner looking long over the head of Bennett, poking it. Here he goes against Brewitt. Watch as they come together, and he rides him into the ad board. Brewitt has long been one of those players that you hate to play against but love to have on your team. You know the way he gets under the skin of the opposing strikers, and he's done a decent job of it tonight against Bennett, although tonight it feels like it's the other way around, where it feels like Bennett is more under his skin.
Yeah, and I think when we talk about Bennett's calmness and composure, this is one of his strengths, is that when defenders try to have that impact on him, he still has a calm, composed head. He can be tenacious, he can be aggressive, he can put you under pressure without necessarily becoming a detriment to his team.
Tubbs puts in a strong foot on Bennett, just as he was winding up for the shot. Haggard.
There's some players who play on that edge and become a liability to their team when they get into those heated situations. For Bennett, it's quite the opposite. He still manages to maintain his composure.
Silla, it's brought back for a whistle against Usman Silla just as he was set to spring through Gainbridge. Injury timeout brought to you by Spirit Health. Long from Maserica. Oh, he just missed it. If he gets that touch right, he's in behind.
Let's go, Switchbacks! Let's go, Switchbacks!
Tusala. Burner. One Tejada. Down Maserica. Tricky with it. Pass duty. Maserica earns a corner.
It's good timing from Duty there in the end. Maserica stands him up, and he knows once they're both standing still, he has the quicker acceleration. So he slows down Duty and then tries to pick up speed quickly. Duty does a good job of using his body and just getting his toe poking out for a corner kick at a critical moment.
This corner brought to you by Pikes Peak State College. Find your future at Pikes Peak State. Hanya on the volley. Set play. Difficult one to pull off. If you do it, it's goal of the week, month, year, century, but it's a difficult one to pull off.
Yeah, he's in a tough spot there. He can go for the volley and all or nothing, or he's got to use the instep of his foot and try and guide it back into the dangerous area and hope that one of his teammates can guide it back on frame. He went for the glory, but didn't quite get the connection on it they would have liked.
Haggard. What sort of counters can Orange County deal in this second half, as Colorado Springs still look to control as they were much of the first half? Dangerous team in transition, Orange County, and they have a free kick here. Ryan Dogman's pressure. Rocha, a little bit of leverage on the back. There's not much there. Dogman wise to go down.
I would say he's fortunate to have won this free kick here.
Essentially a shorter corner here. Set up by Stephen Kelly. Kelly swings it in. Tubbs back to goal. Smash toward goal now. Brewitt was up there.
That wasn't far away at all. Brewitt trying to redeem himself for the PK that he gave away earlier in the game. Just reacts first. Caught everybody off guard. Had it been a little bit lower, I think that's the go-ahead goal there for Orange County. But just glimpses of the danger that they provide in dead ball situations from corner kicks and free kicks.
Hanya looking long for Bennett, cutting inside. Maserica on the volley, blocked. Struck it well, Maserica.
Dude, he did a good job of putting his hands behind his back there. It looked like the ball did hit his hands, but his hands were in a natural position where he wasn't trying to make himself any bigger. He was actually trying to keep his hands out of the way of the ball. Hence, nobody even protested, and the referee didn't bat an eyelid twice.
Silla directing the traffic, keeps it back for Duty. Christian Duty's been on the mend from an injury. It's his 4th appearance now, all off the bench. He's only played 20 minutes so far this season in regular season play. So tonight, he'll go double the minutes he's played through the last 3 appearances.
Similar to Gainbridge at that 24 years old sweet spot, where you're on the cusp. I think once you get to 25, you might be on the old team. If you do old v young in training, once you're 25, you might be on the older side.
Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
Of course, now with both Gainbridge and Bazzini on the field, it'd be interesting to see if we see that same connection that we saw last week when Gainbridge became the provider for Bazzini.
Maserica. Turning by Duty, but Brewitt's there. He's had some trouble, Duty, keeping up with Maserica in this second half. And Maserica will pick up a yellow. Brought to you by Diversis Health.
It's a harsh yellow again, but you have to give Maserica credit here. He's with the ball, bursting forward inside the 18-yard box, but he still has the humility to do the defensive work, and he's chasing back at the halfway line in the next play. Of course, he's probably fatigued and injured, and that's why he ends up giving away the free kick in the end, but just the willingness to do the work for the team.
It's the first Diversis Health yellow card against Colorado Springs. Mental health and well-being for all.
And displaying some of his versatility there, having the confidence and ability to play on either flank, left or right side. As you mentioned, started the game on the right side with the injury to Foster, transitioned across the left-hand side of the field pretty fluidly.
The one goalkeeper to the other. Neither have really had much to do. Alex Rando hasn't made a save. The only shot on target he's faced was the penalty. Christian Herrera hasn't made a save. The only shot on target he faced was the goal in the first half from Orange County.
Very much a little bit of a stop-start second half. Both teams struggling to find a rhythm in possession of the ball.
Silla, Tubbs. Harrison Tubbs on loan from DC United. Tubbs almost lost it. Does well to play out of it. So composed on the ball. Has the height, has the speed, a prototypical center back, but what he does on the ball, that sets him apart for Orange County.
It's a great idea there from Hege, I think he is. Comes in short, controls it on his chest and just tries to turn it in behind. I think it was actually Bazzini. Controls in his chest, tries to turn it in behind for Gainbridge. It's a great idea he had there.
Second sub of the day here for Colorado Springs. It'll be Frank DeRoma who comes off. Substitution brought to you by All Copy, office technology partner to the Switchbacks. Sam Williams who comes on. Anya almost through. Dogman ends up called for the foul. Crowd doesn't like it. Anya asking Atahanyai to take a peek at the video board. You can't change a call based off of that.
Strange, because Dogman, he then goes and kicks the ball and it misses Hanya, so then it really now should be a throw-in in favor of Colorado Springs. Not sure why Dogman goes and kicks the ball away when the free kick was given in their favor.
Sunbelt Rentals, local hustle, national muscle. Dogman looking through for Bazzini. Tejada. Creek. That one was already out of play. If you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus live matches from the USL, MLS Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Duty just unable to get that one under control. Long switch of play, the ball bouncing. It's a little bit of lapse in concentration from both teams. Second half hasn't started with the best quality from either side.
I wonder if the emotion has gotten the better of these two teams coming out firing in the second half. The charged ending in the first half. Maserica shoots a glance at the referee, but no call made. Now the other way, Gainbridge leading it. Heavy touch cleared. Burner, Maserica. Saddam Maserica to the end line, clipping it toward goal, almost. The near post sneaking through. Colorado Springs bench was irate that a foul call wasn't made at midfield. To be fair, advantage was played for the Switchbacks, but I wonder if they want a card.
He's been threatening tonight, Maserica, but the end product hasn't been there. Whether it's been driving and getting quality shots off or driving and getting quality cutbacks or quality deliveries into the box. You know, he's a player that you want to be creative. You want him to take players on. He's maybe going to frustrate you at times because he loses the ball. The good thing is that when he does use the ball, he does have the mentality where he's going to work back on behalf of the team. He's not just going to relax, he's going to work back. But you do want him to be a little bit more productive in those final moments off the back of his dribbles or off the back of those excellent areas that he gets into in 1v1.
Yellow card was shown there then to Brendan Gainbridge, brought to you by Diversis Health, mental health and well-being for all.
If you look at the chances that are created for Bennett, he's almost like a lone striker, so he's heavily reliant on the teammates around him to provide him a good service in order to get himself on the score sheet. There was the pass that came across goal that we said the pass was probably too, nice footwork there from Gainbridge. The pass that was probably too good that Burner put
Hagar
across.
through for Silla. Usman Silla cutting in. It's Silla through the legs of Herrera. Usman Silla restores Orange County's lead.
It's fantastic perseverance and resilience here from Sia to get his toe on the end of this in the end, but some defending that may want to be reviewed here. Gainbridge puts it to Heger. Heger then finds the runner, Silla, and they slow him down 2 versus 1. It's Rocha that doesn't quite get a good connection on the ball. Mahoney's trying to get back, and Silla just reacts first to the loose ball and toe pokes it through the legs of Herrera to give Orange County their second lead of the evening.
It's Usman Silla's first goal of the season. In the regular season, that is. He scored a beauty in Open Cup against Phoenix Rising on a night where Orange County fell.
So we were just speaking about the service that Bennett's been provided over the course of the game. There was a great opportunity in the first half where Burner slides that ball across goal and he's inches from connecting with it, but outside of that, he's not necessarily being provided with great service, which makes it even more of a reward, the number of goals that he scored so far this season. because he's a little isolated up there on his own. And being on his own, he's 100% reliant on good service from his teammates to be able to get goal scoring opportunities and make things happen. When you look at the likes of Hanya and Tejada, and Perez is a big player offensively that you're missing tonight. That contributes a little bit to some of those, that lack of service, lack of quality service that Bennett's at in terms of creating goal scoring opportunities.
25 minutes remaining. Orange County could sweep the regular season series home and home against Colorado Springs. It was 1-0 late drama a few weeks ago. Now they're doing it here at Widener, at altitude, at a place where no team has come and won since September 27th of last year.
And to be fair, they took the lead at the right moment. We spoke about how Colorado Switchbacks generally get stronger going into the last 30 minutes of games. That home advantage really kicks in, the fitness, the character kicks in the last 30 minutes of games. So getting that goal at that moment is absolutely massive for them continuing to hold their momentum.
And Ingart right now is the one drawing the ire of the referee. It'll be a free kick for the Switchbacks. Will it be a card? Well, that fan thinks red.
This is where you're looking for your leaders on the pitch now to keep your team under control. You have the lead. The last thing you want to do is go down to 10 men or...
It's for that little nudge at the end of that.
Which I think is a little play acting from Hanya,
yeah.
Right? Like, come on. Yes, he might have touched you, but I don't think it's enough to knock you off your feet and to ground like that. But trying to influence the referee, give him challenges in decision making. Orange County just have to be smart in these moments also.
It'll be a throw. There was a substitution after the goal. Liam McKinnon came on for Brandon Gainbridge, brought to you by All Copy.
Of course, Switchbacks have this long throw to their advantage. It's almost like a corner kick being drilled in. Great trajectory.
Mahoney, back where it came from. Mahoney trying to thread it along. Tracking it, the captain has it. Mahoney was beaten on that goal by Silla. And to be fair, it was that very favorable hop up into the path of Silla, but he had muscled off Mahoney. And Silla's giving a lot of size in that exchange.
The onus is now back on Colorado Switchbacks, the home team now, to get themselves back into the game, to play at a high tempo. They're at home stadium, as you mentioned. They haven't lost here for a long time. In front of their home fans, the expectations of continuing that rich form of that performance that they had in the Open Cup. It'll be a huge deflation if they don't get a result tonight. I would say don't get a win tonight, because a point is okay, but not in the way that this team's competed in recent games, and being home in front of your home fans in your home stadium with the altitude advantage that we've spoken about. It's not something that can be taken lightly. It is a significant home advantage.
Grayson Duty. Silla through Kelly, teeing it up, deflected, but right at Herrera. Rolls it out for Hanya. Trying to spring the attack. Hanya continues to take his space. Bennett making the run off the shoulder. Hanya chipped down. Harrison Tubbs waving him to get up, and the referee was all over it.
Yeah, the referee is in a good position to make a decision there, and he was not convinced by the theatrics there whatsoever.
Hanya still down. Play continues. Orange County not obliged to play it out. Hagart cutting, blocked. Pyrocha. Tejada fouled.
You know, and if we were to dissect or just look at where things haven't aligned for Colorado Switchbacks so far tonight, it's shots on target. The only shot they've had on target was the penalty kick in the closing moments of the first half. We're 70 minutes in and they still only registered one shot on target. They've had 9 shots, which is almost double what Orange County have been able to have, but they've registered just 1 on target. With Orange County's 5 that they've had, they've registered 3 on target.
Three changes for the Switchbacks. Tyreek McGee, Levante Johnson, and Jonas Fieldberg all checking in. For Saddam Maserica, Juan Tejada, and Yosuke Hanya, wholesale changes in the attacking line. All subs brought to you by All Copy Products.
I think there's a complete clarification that McGann is not content or happy with what he's seen from an offensive standpoint, and he's now bringing in some fresh legs, some fresh ranges to see what they can create going forward.
Fieldberg, his first touches.
Fieldberg is a player that does have that unique capability to create something out of nothing. Can be a little bit devious, a little bit tricky in the way he manipulates the ball and creates space for through balls and to get shots off himself with both feet.
McGee over the head of Fieldberg to the subs, looking to link up there.
The substitutes definitely bring a fresh rush of energy going into these last 20 minutes. Orange County, they're not 3 faces you want to be coming up against with 20 minutes left of the game away from home in high altitude. But it's going to be interesting to see if they can have the necessary impact on the game. They've got to be forward thinking. They've got to be clinical in the chances that they create. And they've got to find a way to break down this Orange County defense.
Oh, from near midfield, Herrera has it. Especially at altitude, ball carries a bit better. Why not try that if you're Hagar? Roach up. Pings one across for Fieldberg. Jonas Fieldberg, end line. Fieldberg in front. Back for Burner. Burner's delivery too tall for Creek. Levante Johnson tracks it down. Still in play. Rocha curling it in. Oh, Bennett was open.
A great whipped ball into the box there from Rocha. Beats all of the orange shirts. Finds Bennett at the back post all alone. Just unable to guide it on frame. But you can feel the temperature turning up in favor of Colorado Switchbacks right now.
eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball, free to play. Download now. Long run this from Kelly. Threading it through. Dogman won't get there. Sunbelt Rentals, local hustle, national muscle.
Even if Dogman had got there, was only one orange player, Bazzini, inside the box.
A lot of space for Tyreek McGee. Johnson guided out for a corner kick.
No one there at the back post, but they're just feeding the ball into dangerous areas, high percentage areas, trying to really force a mistake and keep them pinned into the defensive third right now.
Pikes Peak State College corner. Find your future at Pikes Peak State. This crowd is waiting for a reason to erupt once again. Switchbacks for the second time looking to battle back and tie. Glad to have you with us this evening on the Golazo Network. Not quite starting the week in the USL Championship. Action Wednesday, Thursday. Already some action earlier tonight. Busy slate this weekend. Final 15 minutes here. Home side looking to tie things once again from the corner. No. Fieldberg keeps it alive.
And we spoke about if Orange County are able to get 3 points tonight, it will put them top of the table. But on not just getting the 3 points, coming away to this place and picking up a win will do absolute wonders for their confidence. You spoke about not losing here, Colorado Switchbacks not losing here since way back in 2025. To come away and break that streak for them will send tons of confidence through the players.
It was September 27th of last year. They went through all of October without a blemish, and so far, March and April of this season without any issue. Rocha. From a long way out, McGee. That might have broken a camera.
You can see the venom he has in that left foot. You don't want to give him time and space in those areas. Somebody in the midfield has to do a better job of closing down the space, putting him under pressure, forcing sideways or negative passes. But you don't want to allow him the space to drive him through the middle of the park, get the ball out his foot, get his head up, and drive shots from that distance. I think it's Sia who's had a good game tonight, has to do a better job of just closing down those spaces going into the last 15 minutes of the game.
That looked like a team admin down there. And the phone popped out of her hand and over the ad boards. Curious if that ends up as a POV shot on social media at some point in the next day or so. As if the phone could be recovered. USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golasso Network and ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings.
This is as much as a yellow card as anything that we've seen tonight. Sia does a great job of recovering the second ball, keeping possession. Creek just pulls him down by his shirt out of frustration.
Johnson. Monte Johnson, fronted by Dogman. Johnson, endline Johnson. Turned away by Tubbs. A lot of defending right now by Orange County. Is it too much to withstand with still more than a dozen minutes plus stoppage remaining?
You're feeling like Orange County are hanging on. They're on their last legs right now, and there's still a significant amount of time. 15 minutes is a long time. They can't afford just solely to defend for the next 15 minutes. That pressure is going to accumulate, and there's going to be a moment where Colorado Switchbacks have the opportunity to take the lead. They've still got to find some way to maintain possession and attack.
Shouts for handball there on the long throw, but a bit half-hearted. This is the time of the match that's always most difficult. The altitude, what it does to the lungs and the legs and the mind. Teams struggle and often fade here at Widener against the Switchbacks. Can the home side capitalize once again? Fieldberg blocked.
That's what Orange County have to do. They've done a great job to defend, stop Fieldberg from delivering the cross. But they can't just give it back to them. They've got to sustain possession. They've got to try and get themselves out the field.
Oh, just as Bennett was ready to go for goal, a late decision to call that foul against Fieldberg.
Fieldberg's been very active since he's come into the game. They're feeding in the ball a lot. They feel like he's the creator who could come up with the big moment. You can see everything right now is coming down this left-hand side of the field right now for Switchbacks.
McGee. Matusala. Fjellberg. Burner getting further up the field now. Burner, back post. Rando was again uncertain.
It's a great little ball to the back post there from Burner. It just hangs it. It misses the first two defenders. There's nobody timing their run to the back stick.
Given away at the back by Duty. McGee. Fjellberg. Wouldn't find a way. Thought about a shot initially, Fjellberg.
Should have been Johnson attacking that space at the back post there when Burner put that ball across, but as we spoke about, Fjellberg very, very lively since he's come into the game.
In this second half, Orange County haven't had to do a ton. Most of what they did came before their goal. 5 shots, 2 on target. After that, it's been defend, defend, defend. They've been good at that this year. 5 clean sheets coming into the day. Only 6 goals allowed by Alex Rando coming into the day. Okay, they put this one away. Efren Solis for Silla.
Colorado Switchbacks have had 11 shots this game, registering just one on target. 7 of those shots have been from inside the box and still just registering 1 on target. So the issue is, it's in the clinical, how clinical they are when they get to the final third. Having the ability to really make these moments in the attacking third, especially inside of the 18-yard box count. 7 shots inside the 18-yard box and just 1 on target is not a good ratio to be having. Whilst Orange County have only had 6 shots. Out of the 4 shots that they've had inside the box, 3 have been on target. So maybe there's an area for concern in terms of how potent they are in and around that 18-yard box. But the table does tell us they're one of the highest scoring teams. If you combine both divisions, Switchbacks have scored 15 goals so far this season. Louisville City have scored 16. El Paso have scored 19. So they're up there amongst the highest scoring teams in both conferences.
Switchbacks are going to need at least 1 here to pull something from this game. Burner. Creek looking for Bennett.
It's good defended there from Tubbs. Psyching himself out, a little chest bump. But it's actually a compliment for Bennett there, because they know how much of a handful he is. When he wins those little battles, he feels like it's a win for himself, which is as much as he's beaten Bennett in that situation, it's actually a compliment to Bennett that he takes pride in those moments because he respects him as a player.
Orange County readying another change. Nicola Ciota has pulled the jersey on. Be their 4th change if and when they decide to make it.
Colorado Switchbacks, 120 passes, in the attacking third in comparison to Orange County's 42. Yeah, Orange County right now, as we spoke about.
And McGee had it blocked by Tubbs.
Efficient here in getting a result. Less than 10 minutes remaining in the game, and they're currently sitting in a position where they can walk away with 3 points. We spoke about it not needing to be pretty. We spoke about Orange County not needing to come here and entertain Colorado Switchbacks fans. We spoke about Orange County being able to come here and can they potentially leave a result. I think it'd be very challenging for them not to leave a result, because I think at worst they leave with 1, but they still have 10 minutes where they have the potential to leave with all 3.
McGee has changed things since coming on. Pushing into that space more so than Juan Tejada had been. Different profile of player. He's giving Orange County some fits.
Yeah, and he's not shy to pull the trigger from distance. As I spoke about, Orange County having a low block, so it's very hard to get in behind them, very hard to find the pockets in between and penetrate them. So you've got to be forced to shots from distance. You've got to be forced to deliver crosses. You've got to be forced to be good from set pieces and follow and score from second balls. And that's what they've tried to do a little bit more since the substitutions. Shots from distance, crosses, try to get onto second balls.
When this is all done, free kick coming for Colorado Springs. Tubbs being helped off.
If there's one area that Orange County have significantly dominated throughout this game, it's definitely the tackles won. Out of the 20 tackles that have taken place in this game, Orange County have won 14 in comparison to Colorado Switchbacks, who have just won 6 of those tackles.
Pardon me, the drop ball to restart here after Tubbs goes off to the side for a moment. 3 minutes plus stoppage. Creek. Good ball, Mahoney, the header, Bennett was there, ball still loose, and now Rendo has it.
Been a couple of those moments tonight for Bennett where the ball's just flashed across him and he's outstretched the leg but just been slightly short of connecting with the ball.
Creek. Fieldberg doing a lot of defending. Orange County, but they're holding on still.
And this is the trickiness when you're defending Fieldberg. If you go to the left, he wants to cut in on his right, and he can cut in on his right. And if you try to show him too much to his right, he can take you down the line and deliver with his left. So it becomes a big problem for defenders because you don't know which way to show him anymore.
Fieldberg looking for Levante Johnson. Some contact there, but it'll be a goal kick.
There we saw a perfect example of his versatility. Moments ago, he was on the left side trying to deliver across with his left foot. He gets a little bit of time and space, and he's delivering bent balls into the back post for Johnson. Not far away once again, but everything has seemed to come through Fieldberg on his left-hand side since he's come into the game.
A lot of space for Hagart. There's a goal already tonight and an assist on Usman Silla's go-ahead goal in the 65th minute. Now it's the other way for Fieldberg. Fieldberg, pass duty, goes to ground duty. That's dangerous. Fieldberg in the box as well. McGee. Sam Williams floats one right to Rando.
A little too straight, that floater needed to be bent more towards the far post, away from the goalkeeper. Chance wasted, but you see Fieldberg again there, picks up the ball. He's not slow, he's not a slouch whatsoever. Driving forward at speed, tries to commit the defender. Cramps kicking in here for some of the players. This is the third lung kicking in. You can see Orange County holding on.
Yeah, he signaled for a sub, Chris Hagart, so this might be more than just any sort of time-wasting tactic, which the fans, of course, think it is. He just made the signal for a substitution. And we have that confirmation now. Hagart will be coming off. Nicola Ciota will be taking his spot. Ziggy's still having a good time with the fans, but they'll be having a lot better time if they could find an equalizer. We are into stoppage time now, brought to you by TikTok Shop. The fourth official, before he shows the substitution on the board, indicates 6 minutes of added time.
Yeah, if you're Orange County, you're trying to get everybody locked in to defend with everything they got for these remaining 6 minutes. You know it's going to be hard. You know Colorado Switchbacks are going to throw everything at you for the last 6 minutes. So it's going to take a big defensive effort from all 11 players on the pitch to ensure they're able to leave with 3 points.
Well, Hagart leaves as the hero tonight for Orange County. The opening goal and then the assist on the goal that would stand as the winner. Substitution brought to you by All Copy Products.
You can see what Philberg was trying to do there. Just didn't quite connect with the ball as well. He was like.
Silla.
Ah, that's good strength for there from Silla.
Space for McGee. Now trying to wheel them on here in the late stages. Creek out wide. Rocha cutting in, clipping it for Fieldberg.
Colorado Switchbacks sustaining the pressure now in their attacking third. Just keeping possession, being patient. There's not long left to go, so they can't be too patient. They've still got to try and get the ball in the box and create a number of chances before we get to the end of extra time.
Fieldberg. More service. Get off balance as he hit it. Burner. McGee still bodies forward, including Mahoney, the center back, who's just parked it up there now. But this is out for a goal kick. Expected goals you referenced earlier. It's Colorado Springs 1.71, Orange County 0.49, but the visitors have been efficient and they have a 2-1 lead.
That's the name of the game for Orange County today, was just be efficient. Can you leave with 3 points? It doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter how the game looks. Can you get out of here with 3 points? They're close. And of course, there's many ways to define or quantify playing well. But the signs of a good team who has the capabilities to compete for a championship is a team that's able to pick up points and pick up wins on the days when they don't perform so well. And this may fall into the bucket of one of those games for Orange County. Was it their best game of soccer? Maybe not. But were they able to pick up points and leave with 3 points? Quite possibly.
Levante Johnson.
I would say outside of the penalty kick, Orange County have defended very well tonight.
McGee. Williams. There's been a lot of that tonight too. Good ideas, but not quite linking up.
Yeah, they've taken away that space behind. They have a strategy where they've adopted the low block and they've taken away the space behind where it's not there for Colorado Switchbacks to exploit. The chances that they've had, the shots they've had, a number of them have been from distance, from ranges where it's not really been threatening for Rando. There's been a couple that have gone across the face of Bennett that he hasn't quite really got the opportunity to get hold of, but you have to give Orange County credit for how they've defended as a team. I think they came with a plan to almost frustrate Colorado Switchbacks in it. It's almost mission accomplished.
26 crosses for Colorado Springs compared to 3 from Orange County. It's been a lot of service, but not a lot at the end of those. 13 shots, 1 on target for the Switchbacks. To take that a step further, they don't have a shot on target from the open run of play. Their only shot on target is the penalty tonight.
Yeah, and when you look at some of the moments that have an impact, like 50-50s and duels, in those moments, Orange County have come off the dominant in those moments in the game. So Colorado have dominated possession, but when it's come to second balls, 50-50s, those moments of anticipation and tenacity in winning those second balls, Orange County have been the dominant force in those moments. Possibly because they spent more time defending and out of possession, so naturally they've had more defensive moments in the game than Colorado Switchbacks.
Final minute on the 6 minutes that were tacked on. Could be a last chance for the Switchbacks. Player down in the middle of the park, it's Creek. He's claiming he took a knock from a player on the way by, but you have to try to get up here if this is just trying to milk things. This is your last chance, you've got 20 seconds. Here's McGee going for goal! Oh, it's a stunner! Tyreek McGee stealing a point for the Switchbacks!
Talk about an impact substitution. What a moment from McGee. He's let off some warning signs earlier in the game with his shots from distance. It's probably the third or fourth strike that he's had from distance. As you spoke about, Creek is on the floor trying to get the referee to stop the game. But McGee picks up the ball here. It's a great turn against two players in a tight space. Some great footwork here. Jinx cuts inside, out on his left foot, unleashes a rocket off the underside of the crossbar and into the back of the net. In probably the last moment of the game, McGee's tied the things for his team. 2-2, Switchback equalised in the last moment of the game. Never given up until the last moments. Again, an identifying factor of the identity of this team.
September 27th, 2025. That's the last time they lost at home. They were seconds away from that streak ending. A yellow card that he'll take, Tyreek McGee, for the yellow card.
When you score a goal like that, you score a goal like that, you can take it. You can take it.
See if there's anything left or if the kickoff brings the final whistle. Atahanyaya just checked the watch.
With the Switchbacks, it's really never over till it's over.
Orange County, one more moment forward. Kelly looking for Silla. Creek up the field. There was late drama when these teams played a few weeks ago. Orange County won it in the 88th minute. Fed ahead. Through. Flag stays down to Silla! Just wide!
Oh my goodness.
Had a chance to take all 3 points back.
Unbelievable drama in the dying stages of this game. Silla, what a moment to get the winner again, moments after going down.
Now the other way, Fjellberg. These two teams don't care about the point. They both want the win. Creek. Can't take too much time here. You might invite the final whistle. Creek looking long. Flicked away by Tubbs. That was needless.
Schoolboy error there from Tubbs. He should have been more aware of what's around him. Just let that go out for a goal kick. Now Colorado Switchbacks have one more chance to get the winning goal.
The McDivitt Law Firm corner kick. McDivitt is in your corner. In the 99th minute now. 6 minutes were added. Well beyond that. McGee's goal came 90+6. Now he'll be the one to serve the corner. This is it. McGee drives it in. Levante Johnson back to McGee. McGee, the service, out of play. Goal kick. Glance at the watch from Atahanyaya. Can't imagine this goes much longer, if at all.
This has to be the end of regulation, end of extra time once the goalkeeper strikes this ball. For Orange County, I think you're going to be heartbroken you didn't leave with 3. 1 point, when the emotions calm down, you'll realize 1 point was good, but you will be heartbroken that you didn't leave with 3.
Final whistle goes. A fun one tonight at Widener. Back and forth it went. Tyreek McGee with what might be the goal of the week in USL Championship ties it 90+6, and he keeps Colorado Springs' unbeaten run at home going all the way back to September 27th of last year. These two teams have met twice this year, and both times it's been late, dramatic, and fun for the neutral.
Yeah, and look, you can look at the body language of the players who are coming to the game. They gave it everything for the 25 minutes they were out there. Fjellberg and McGee on the field for just 25 minutes, but you can see they're physically exhausted because they gave everything for that 25 minutes. So you have to give them credit for the mentality and the approach and impact that they've had when they come into the game, because they really did give their team a lift when they needed it most. And McGee coming up with that strike in the dying seconds of the game is quite incredible.
And that is the critical moment of the match, brought to you by Common Spirit Health. Let's look at it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more times. I don't care, keep showing it to us.
Just the ability to get himself out of tight space with two defenders, then change the direction, dynamic, and just releases an absolute rocket into the back of the net. We didn't get to call the goalkeeper's name too many times, but Rando here was waving to the stars as this one went by him into the back of the net. A great strike from McGee. Comes up massive for his team in a big moment.
And it's no surprise with a moment like that. And he is also the Groom Transportation Man of the Match. Groom Airport Shuttle, providing stress-free transportation between Colorado Springs and DIA. He really changed the complexion of this game, McGee, once he came on, even beside the goal itself.
Yeah, just his ability to take the ball and drive into spaces and hit shots from distance. Nobody else was really doing that throughout the course of the game. We spoke about Bennett kind of being on an island on his own, not really getting great service. But when McGee and Philberg came into the game, they were a lot more creative, a lot more dynamic, driving forward, taking plays on, really trying to create goal-scoring opportunities. Of course, they knew they had to do that, and you can see this, his manager giving her a big hug because he knows he's coming to the pitch for 25 minutes and give everything that he's got. And that's what you ask as a coach from the players who don't start the game. When you come in, can you give the team a lift and give it everything that you've got?
It was a breathtaking finish, a breathless final few minutes. Final score brought to you by D1 Training, 2-2. We're going to go catch our breath and come back and wrap it all up. A fun night at Widener Field.
Tell me, are you ready?
The big man gets his first with Colorado Springs.
Sponsored by McDivitt Law Firm.
At KOAA News 5, the stories of our neighbors create connections, and those connections build our community. Around here, imaginations soar. Moments are captured. Strangers connect. Problems are solved. Lives are changed. Your voice is heard. Because together, we tell the story of us.
This summer, it's time for some fresh air. Brave America's highest zipline or the world's scariest sky coaster. And ride all new clear floor gondolas. At a place for families, thrills, and adventures. Make memories that last a lifetime. Come for the bridge. Stay for the adventure. At Royal Gorge Bridge and Park.
Final score brought to you by D1 Training. That doesn't seem nice. He's got to go do his wind sprints to make sure he gets his full-time load in, Tyreek McGee, after scoring a stunner like that to tie this one. I suppose it's the life of a professional footballer. You got to do what you got to do. As we take a look back at the full-time highlights brought to you by McDivitt Law Firm. We'll take you back to that opening goal by Chris Hagar.
Ball played in behind here, and some great footwork from Hagar here. Controls the ball, gets out his feet, unleashes a rocket into the back of the net, pass her to give Orange County the lead.
And then late in that first half, that would be a theme for Colorado Springs. In stoppage time in both halves, it was Bennett drawing the penalty and then scoring the penalty.
Questionable defending here from the skipper, Brewitt. But again, Bennett, calm and composed, buries it into the back of the net and comes up for a moment when his team really needed him.
Golden Boot leader, 7 goals this season, 4 straight games that he started, that he scored. Usman Silla, though, put Orange County back on top just past the hour mark.
Sia here comes up big to get the go-ahead goal for Orange County. He would come up later in the game with another big moment, but this was the one we're talking about. McGee here unleashes a rifle from the edge of the box in the last seconds of the game. Hits the underside of the bar into the back of the net. Game-changing moment.
Well, fireworks for the fans post-match here. In Colorado Springs, they saw fireworks in the match as well. 14 shots, 2 on target. Full-time stats brought to you by D1 Training.
Yeah, if Colorado Switchbacks want to take this dominance in chances created, they've got to be more clinical inside the 18-yard box. 2 shots on target over the course of 90 minutes after having 14 shots isn't quite the accuracy or the ruthlessness that they're looking for in the attacking third. So that's going to be the area that they need to concentrate on, because they could have really put this game to bed a lot earlier and been more comfortable had they been more clinical in the attacking third.
Well, that'll do it for us here this evening. These two teams may be deserving a point at the end. It was on full display, the talent tonight. These two sides, there was drama, there was some extracurriculars. It had a little bit of everything, and it's a real good tone setter for the rest of the weekend in the USL Championship. Final score brought to you by D1 Training. Colorado Springs and Orange County take a point each on 2 goals each. For the crew that makes this possible, my broadcast partner Chris Nurse, I'm Joe Malva saying so long for now. We're back on Galazzo Network at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night for Pittsburgh and Louisville.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.